I'm telling you across the board, economically, politically, militarily, and even morally, we would pay an immeasurable price for this unilateral reversal.
Back in 2015, when Secretary of State John Kerry stumped for his Iran nuke deal, he really liked it. As you heard there, he thought that this was the solution to everything, and apparently he still does, because he's out there talking his own book, talking to France, talking to Iran, and he's certainly under fire right now. There's a report that says he is engaged in what you would call shadow diplomacy, out there meeting with the Iranian foreign minister to brainstorm ways to somehow save this deal, which, by the way, everybody agrees is not such a great deal. It's a deal that actually could lead to problems down the road. I mean, didn't we have some kind of deal like this with North Korea? And now look at what we're dealing with North Korea. A lot of people are calling this a violation of what is known as the Logan Act. This is very interesting, and I want to share with you exactly what this act is. It's written to say the Logan Act is basically a law that makes it a crime for unauthorized citizens to negotiate with foreign governments having a dispute with the U.S. In other words, if you're in a challenging situation like we are right now with Iran, you as a private individual, and that's what he is now, a private individual, can't go and start negotiating or trying to work with the French and work with the Iranians to come to some kind of deal. I want to share again with you what the Logan Act is. It's written to say any citizen of the United States, wherever he may be, who without authority of the United States directly or indirectly commences or carries on any correspondence or intercourse with a foreign government of any officer or agent thereof in relation to any disputes or controversies with the United States or to defeat the measures of the United States. So specifically controversies, notice that, with the United States, shall be fined under this title or imprisoned not more than 3 years or both. So what is John Kerry thinking here? Trying to preserve his legacy? I mean, is this a legacy that you even want to pursue? Maybe he would be better off sitting by the sidelines and allowing the current administration to decide what is best for us and work with our allies in Europe to get them on board as well. Mr. Kerry says, in response to this report, actually this is a spokesperson, I should say, for John Kerry, like America's closest allies, he believes it is important that the nuclear agreement, which took the world years to negotiate, remain effective as countries focus on stability in the region. So again, John Kerry really likes the agreement. He really wants it to stick. He wants it to stay. I guess the big question is he actually crossing a line? It feels almost like a kind of espionage if he's out there talking to the Iranians and talking to the French and saying, no, wait, we can make this happen. Is he basically overusing his former position?